Good evening and welcome to another edition of The School Zone. I'm your host, Alicia Smith. Students at Terry Redlin Elementary are having a unique opportunity to benefit from a collaboration between their school and the University of Sioux Falls. Students at USF are coming to Terry Redlin on a weekly basis to mentor these young students. Counselor June Tuff will explain the program.
My name is June Tuff and I'm a school counselor at Terry Redlin Elementary. Among my duties is being a mentor coordinator for our school. There's something unique going on at our school in that we have a regular variety of mentors who come from all walks of life. They might work for a bank or a credit union, might be retired people and work for the city. But the unique thing at Terry Redlin that we're doing this year is our partnership with the University of Sioux Falls. Beth O'Toole, who is the head of the criminal justice program, and I linked together last year and she came up with a lot of mentors for us. But this year, she and Lutheran Social Services have written a grant which allows for us to have a unique program at our school. 29 to 30 of her students and she herself are coming over to mentor students at our school, in addition to the first onslaught that we got of mentors in the beginning of the year. But this particular program is going to have a culminating activity where we go to the University of Sioux Falls to see Seussical the musical. The students are going to be able to go backstage and have a party, get onto the campus and have that experience. In addition, they're going to be doing a community service project with their mentors. It's going to be a landscaping project at Terry Redlin, which is something that can live on as they see what they've planted continue to bloom year after year. So there's a lot of fun little things that we're going to do that makes our mentoring program, at least that part of it, different than other schools. The way they get mentors is there's a referral from either the teacher or a parent, or because I know of extenuating circumstances in the child's life, I know of a particular need. So from that referral list, I match them to the mentors that are available. All of we elementary counselors get together and commiserate about how my student went to your school and I lost a good mentor too, It's like, yes, because it's better for the mentor to move on with the student if they can, but sometimes they're doing it over their lunch hour and they really can't take the time now to travel all the way across Sioux Falls to follow their mentor, so they hopefully stay and pick up a new student. But ideally, yeah, if they could follow them for 4 or 5 years. The important thing is to have somebody love you, even if it's a brief period of time, that believes in you. It's nice to have somebody outside the family who doesn't have to like you, but who looks at you and thinks, you are one neat kid, I like you. And that makes a difference for them.
All right, my name's Beth O'Toole, and I teach in the criminal justice program at the University of Sioux Falls. We started this partnership 2 years ago with Terry Redlin. The juvenile justice class then, June identified that there was a need for mentors. And I said, well, we're working in juvenile justice. We've gone through some training. Let's see if we can partner with you. And so that's where it started 2 years ago. But this spring we're trying a special project. And Tuesdays my students will be on campus learning about kids and how we deal with our children in American society. And then we're coming out here on Tuesdays and getting that perspective from the children. So 1 day a week in class, 1 day a week the classroom comes here. And there are 30 students in the class, so we have 30 of us here at one time. We take service learning very seriously at the University of Sioux Falls, and I think especially in the criminal justice program. So I see this as an opportunity to put into action what we're doing in the classroom. You can learn all about kids, but that's very different from sitting down next to them and finding out how they feel about the world. The research shows that mentoring makes a huge difference in kids' lives. So it seems like a win-win situation. If we have the opportunity to come serve in that way, we learn from the children, and the children learn from us. It seems to me we've accomplished everything we could accomplish with education.
My name is Mick Westerman. I am a freshman at University of Sioux Falls. I'm from Chugwater, Wyoming. We're taking the juvenile justice class at USF. Our professor is Beth O'Toole, and the class is just mainly to get us familiar with the criminal justice or the juvenile justice system, and also see why kids come into that system starting at a young age and how they come at risk. So now we've started a mentor program at Terry Redlin Elementary here in Sioux Falls, and they pair one of us up with a mentor after we go through background checks and stuff, and it's just a very rewarding experience to meet with these young kids and help them with some problems, and just get to know them through everyday life and relate to them being at school, because we've been there, and so it's very rewarding, and I think it helps a lot, and the kids enjoy it and we enjoy it, and it's really fun.
My dream for Terry Redlin Elementary is that every student would have a mentor. That's what every student wants. And so I'm giving my plea that those of you that might be listening would call Lutheran Social Services to find out how to become a mentor. All you have to do is like one kid. Sit down, talk with them. Most of them will just jabber away right away when you meet them, and have fun with them. You would be surprised at what a difference it makes. Every day a kid is asking me, can I have a mentor? Every day I hear over and over, is my mentor coming today? And then they tell me on other days, my mentor was here yesterday. Mentors are a big deal at Terry Redlin. Please come and join us.
The Children's Theater Company recently spent some time at John Harris Elementary School. The company team were there to talk about diversity issues. Let's take a look.
We're going to pick up Olivia, who's on the corner here. And when Olivia gets on the bus, I want you to model for me, because you are actors, maybe some not so nice things that you could say to Olivia if she got on the bus and she had on a funny hat.
That's the most lamest hat I have ever seen in my whole life.
You were acting out something called bullying.
Oh, I get it, Dad.
Have you guys ever experienced a bully before?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ben,
I'm Nancy Halverson with the Children's Theater Company of Sioux Falls, and we're here today at John Harris Elementary as part of a one-week residency project to talk about diversity. The program we have is called Stand Together. We come into schools with artists and just talk about all of the issues related to celebrating diversity, understanding our differences, and really getting the kids to think about what they can do in their community to make a real difference. One of the main things that we do with the children is really begin to talk about what diversity means. A lot of times kids think about diversity in a negative light, and immediately they're thinking about the things that make kids different, whether it be color, race, religion, culture. What we do is really get them thinking about the things that they have in common, so that they can celebrate all the things that make them the same and the things that make them different and special.
My name is Ashley Frayling, and I'm an artist slash educator with the Sioux Falls Children's Theater Company, and my responsibilities at John Harris this week was mostly with a game called the Web Game, and that was mostly throwing the ball and connecting with the students about having that foundation as a community and talking about celebrating diversity and how they have a large part in their community, and what they can do or how they can understand that and grasp that as a whole. Passing the yarn to each person, each student had a role by saying an object or occupation about something in the community, simply by a police officer or a family member, or where they came from as a whole, their heritage and their language.
Hi, my name is Roseanne Kelly, and I am part of the Children's Theater of Sioux Falls, and we're here at John Harris Elementary this week talking about diversity and tolerance with the kids. And we use this role modeling activity of a kid who has something that is different about them, in this case a funny hat, coming onto the bus to demonstrate positive choices and negative choices and show the kids that it really is a choice as to how they want to include other people in their community.
The Children's Theater Company of Sioux Falls is South Dakota's professional theater company for young audiences. We're all adult performers and teachers who come in and work with kids in the schools and in community organizations. Besides the residency program that you've seen today, we also have a touring show called Stand Together, which deals with the same issues of teaching tolerance and celebrating diversity. This program is funded by the South Dakota Arts Council and by a large gift from the Sioux Falls Area Community Foundation. We're extremely grateful to these organizations for helping us bring our message out into the schools. And thanks, John Harris, for a great week.
Encourage one another and build each other up.
Robert Frost Elementary School is engaged in a battle, book battles to be exact. Principal Julie Hartman will explain how the book battles take place.
In which book did a little girl ride off to warn her Indian friends that the whites were talking about a massacre?
I know it. Me too. Caddy Woodland by Carol R. Brink.
That is correct.
They won. What's the score? What's their damage?
Hi, I'm Julie Hartman, principal at Robert Frost, and we've been doing book battles here for the last 2 years. Book battles are a way to help 4th and 5th grade students get interested in reading. And what we do is we set up teams. 4th and 5th graders have the option of getting into a team of 5 students. One student in that team is selected as a captain. They choose a name for their team, and then they get a book list. And on each of the book lists, there's about 15 to 17 books on a list. The students on the team divide that list up, and they share the reading, and then they come into competitions and have to answer questions about their books. And they do a couple competitions. We have a way of eliminating teams till we get to the top teams. And today we were just finishing up a second round of book battles. So the teams that were videotaped today were in the second round, and we're a pretty competitive group of kids. And we have a final competition that we'll be doing in the end of April or first part of May. And students for that in those teams have to read a new book list and compete against their teams, against the other winning team. And they do that in front of the students. They do that in front of all 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students. Parents are invited, and we have a really big celebration at the end of that competition.
I'm Stephanie. This is Ashley. This is Sydney. This is Sarah. And we're missing Rebecca. She's not here. And today we competed for book battles, and we lost. But it was still fun. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Exactly what you're doing.
Well, we got a number of books, and we split them up between our players, and then we, the principal asks us questions, and we have to, if we don't answer it right, then the next team gets part of the points. I'm Sam, and I'm the team captain, and this is Shelby. That's May. This is Hannah, and that's Lexi. We competed for book battles, and we won. And what we do is you have to read a certain amount of books, and then we split them up around, with the team, and then they have to read it and memorize the author. And then you go into a battle, and you challenge another team, and then you get questions about books. And if the question's right, you get 8 points, 3 for the author and 5 for the book title. And if we get it wrong, then the other team gets a chance to get the points.
Is this a good way for you to read more books and learn more about?
Yeah, 'cause there's like a lot of books that you haven't read, so, and it's really fun. So, and like you can, yeah.
It's fun to read like books with your friends. So.
And then you can challenge your friends too. So like yeah, and then but it's not like really competitive or anything, because I know they're all my friends. So yeah.
Recently, Lincoln High School took part in the state one-act plays. Theater coach Lance DeRose will talk about the process, and we will talk to some of the award-winning actors.
Good afternoon. Jack Nimble here. Jack B. Nimble. You might remember me from the Kitty Olympics. I came in first in the candlestick jump.
Well, the State One Act Festival is an annual event, and this was the 50th year for the State One Act Festival here in South Dakota. Lincoln has participated in the State One Act for every year that the school has been in existence, and I think we've won a Superior every year except for maybe 2 years at that festival. This year, our entry was a show called The Disappearance of the Three Little Pigs, or Do You Know Where Your Chitlins Are Tonight? And it's a comic combination of a film noir style storyline mixed with fairy characters. And so it really combines two very, very different genres into a unique comic story. And we tended to go a little bit more toward the film noir side of the story rather than the fairy tale side of the story, and took a concept of using everything in black and white like the old film noir stories would have been done on film.
Yeah, Missy?
Mother Goose is here. She brought Mrs. Pig to see you.
Show him in, doll.
Right, boss. Right this way.
Good afternoon, ladies. Have a seat and we'll chew the fat.
This year the festival was held in Vermillion, South Dakota at the University of South Dakota. It was a 3-day event. It started on Thursday and ended on Saturday. There were 16 AA schools, 15 A schools, and 14 B schools that were all there over the 3-day time frame. And each show is given now a 45-minute time period to present its production. So we had 45 minutes from the moment we begin setting up the show to the time that we clear the stage to do everything. That's the setup and the performance and tearing down. And so that makes for having a more limited set, obviously, and for working within that time frame. Then after the show is done, one of the things that happens is that we are brought into a critique room where we have critiques from 3 different judges, and their comments were all amazingly positive for the actors, but I kind of expect that because our actors put in such a great amount of time and have a great sense of excellence and care for the productions that we have here at Lincoln High.
Okay, the 3 pigs are missing. There's something you want to say to me, Twinkle?
Maybe later.
So the pigs are missing. So what? Now that doesn't bother you? Now that surprises me, BB, since according to rumors they owe you a whole bunch in gambling debt.
My name's Justin Hathaway. I'm a senior, and I played the role of Jack B. Nimble in The Disappearance of the Three Little Pigs. Jack B. Nimble is your standard film noir detective. He was pretty much the easiest character to look at, and that's his character. With other characters, we really had to look into different ways of doing them, and they would go through different phases of how we would portray them, but Jack B. Nimble was pretty much, we knew how he was going to be, we knew what we had to do to make him become what we wanted. To prepare for it, just looking at some old film clips, some old pictures, he's a man's man. He's very straightforward, and he gets the job done, so to speak. Performing for the judges was a good experience because it's always good to have a lot of feedback to know that you've done a good job or not. The judges down in Vermillion absolutely loved our show, and critiques, it was pretty much all praise. They absolutely loved everything we had done with the show, and that felt really good because we put a lot of hard work and effort into the production, and I'm just thrilled that people were able to take to it as well as they did.
Well, you know how much I want to work with you on a case, Jack. Oh, please let me. I want to question witnesses and tail suspects and carry a cute little derringer in my garter.
Missy, honey, if you carried a derringer in your garden, the first time you sat down and crossed your legs, you'd blow your tuffet off.
My name's Allie Horsted. I'm a senior, and I played the role of Missy Muffet. She's not a whole lot like myself, at least I hope not. She's very kind of ditzy and very klutzy, and she wants to be a detective really bad. So she goes through all the motions and tries really hard to prove herself and that she isn't quite as dumb as everyone thinks she is. And originally in the script, she was supposed to have this little thing where she would catch her skirt in the door every time she walked into the office or into the howl hole or whatever other scene she was going into. And so every time she would get her skirt stuck in the door, she'd be like, "Darn door," and then go on with her life. But that would be a very difficult thing to do, and so we tried to think of other ways to portray her character without doing the skirt in the door bit.
Well, that's not fair. Just because I'm a little accident prone.
A little? Are you forgetting the time that Yankee Doodle took you to London and the bridge fell down?
Well...
Missy, honey, you're a sweetheart. But detective work can be dangerous, even if you're not at class. Now be a good girl and type up that file for me.
So she had a little walk of her own, and walked with little tiny steps, and got her foot stuck in the wastebasket a couple times, and was just kind of ditzy in all of her mannerisms.
Wait, if I'm going to be a private detective like Jack B., I better take notes about the case.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You want to be a private eye?
I sure do. I've got what it takes. I'm smart. Well, I have a high enough IQ to be a PI. And I'm relentless and totally fearless. What's this? Ah! Spider! Spider! Spider!
Yeah, they liked her. They thought that it was portrayed well, that her klutziness went very well in the part and everything. And they said that I had a very good voice for it. Lots of the time when you have a higher voice, kind of a cartoony, high-pitched voice, it gets lost when it hits the audience, just because the pitch is too high and it gets squeaky. And they said that I did a good job of making it very understandable, even though it was high-pitched.
Jacques, wait!
Mary, I saw you in the howl. I would have said hi, but I didn't want to interrupt you and Boy Blue. Are you two an item now?
Oh, you might say that.
You got this thing for you musicians, Mary? Before him, there's that singer, Little Tommy Tucker. And before him...
Okay, so I like music, and I like men. Is there anything wrong with that?
My name is Hannah Sorensen, and I'm a senior at Lincoln High School. I had the role of Mary Quite Contrary, and that was a difficult role because a lot of the girls in the script could be perceived as being the same on a superficial level, and so we all worked to try to differentiate those characters. And I was very studious when I looked at Young Frankenstein, and I looked at the woman who plays assistant in that, and she was very Transylvanian, had fun accent, and so I kind of pulled off of that, and I pulled off of a French accent, so that was kind of where I based my character off of.
Don't flatter yourself. I was going to help you out, but since you're being such a smart aleck, you can just forget it.
Sorry, Mary. I guess I've just gotten to be real defensive around attractive women.
Ooh la la! Comments like that will get you to first base. Learn to play the bugle. You might hit a home run.
I was really proud of the whole cast, the whole team, even the techies. We all just kind of pulled it together, and it all culminated on that performance. I know that the week before, were really struggling. Comedic timing was off. A lot of things just weren't at the energy level that they should be for a performance like that. And so after we nailed it and the judges just said, great job, they were really interested. I know Kim Bartling was really interested to see how we prepared for it. And so when they saw that we preparation, we understood what we were doing, it just felt really good to know that it all came together well.
You said to come find you if Boy Blue and I ever split up. We've split. Apparently he has a thing for your secretary.
I know, I just saw him.
So, you want to come play patty cake at my house? I'll lead you down the garden path.
I don't know about you guys, but I've lived happily ever after.
February was Black History Month. Some students at Lincoln High School wanted to share a bit of their culture. Let's watch these students perform a special dance.
I'm Dominique Patterson. And I'm Mandela Peel. And just this week for Black History Month, we're doing a whole bunch of different things. For Monday, we just did announcements, and on Tuesday, we did the foods, and today we're doing an African dance, and then tomorrow we're doing Black American clothing and different things like that. And then on Friday, we're doing more food, but more of the home-style, big food that everybody knows.
We're wearing some African dresses right now and some other girls. This is what usually we wear in Africa, in Sudan, anywhere in Africa. Usually women wear this, and like ladies wear that just to go out or to stay out at home with.
That's all for this journey into the school zone. Join us again next month for a new program, when we once again venture into the school zone. Good night.